Welcome back, children, to day 8 of your English class. In today's class, we will first go back and check on our answers to the previous class comprehension, and then we will move on to a new poem. Let's get started. Let's look at the answers to the previous class comprehension. I hope everyone have done their work. Now open your notebook and check on your answers. Question number 1. What did the farmer buy from his neighbor? The farmer bought a well from his neighbor. Question number 2. What did the neighbor tell the farmer? The neighbor told the farmer that he sold the well to him and not the water. Question number 3. How did Birbal solve the problem? Birbal solved the problem by asking the neighbor to remove the water or use it up immediately. If not, the water will belong to the owner of the well. I hope everyone got the correct answers. If not, please check your answers with these answers given here. And carefully check on the spellings as well. Moving on. Question number 4. Give a suitable title for the story. Now, like we did in other comprehension exercises, here again you need to give a suitable title for the story. Now for the story, I'm giving the title, The Cunning Neighbor. If you have a different and a much more interesting one, then that's much better. Just make it short and simple. Question number 5. What is the moral of the story? Now the moral of the story, if you read the passage, if the passage is teaching you something, whatever you can pick up, whatever you feel that the moral of the story is, then you write that down. Here I'm writing the moral of the story is cheating will not get you anything. If you do cheat, you will pay for it. Which I find that the story is trying to teach us. If you have a different moral, then that's fine. Question number 6. Find the synonyms of the following words. As you all know that synonyms means the same or similar words with the question. Here you need to pick up the words from the passage. Number 1 was intelligent, and the synonym for intelligent is clever. Number 2, say sorry. The synonym for the phrase say sorry is apologize. Question number 7. Here you'll have to make a sentence with the word given below. Honor. Here I've written the farmer was the owner of the well. If you have made a sentence which is out of the story, then that's fine. You can make it according to the story as well, whatever suits you. I hope everyone got the correct answers. Please check on the spellings and check on your sentence formation. Like I said, today we will be doing a new poem, The Puppy by Oliver Herford. Oliver Herford was an English writer, artist, and an illustrator. He was born in the year 1860. Oliver Herford have written many poems, and one of his famous poems is The Puppy, which we will be studying today. Now to begin the class, we will first work on our recitation. I will read the poem and you listen carefully. The Puppy by Oliver Herford. The puppy cannot mew or talk. He has a funny kind of walk. His tail is difficult to whack, and that's what makes him walk zigzag. He is the kitten of the dog. From morn till night he's all agog, forever seeking something new that's good but isn't meant to chew. He roams about the tulip bed and chews the flowers white and red. And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. One game that cannot ever fail to please him is to chase his tail. To catch one's tail twixt me and you is not an easy thing to do. If he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place. I'm sorry he must grow onto a horrid, noisy dog, aren't you? I hope everyone was listening carefully to my recitation. Now, before we move ahead to the explanation part and the reading part, let's go through some of the words. Some words might be new to you, so let's understand those new words. Okay, children? Now, here are the new words. First, we have agog. Agog here means very excited. When you show excitement about something or when you are eager to do something, you are agog. For example, he is agog over the plan of getting a pet. For example, if someone is excited and someone is eager to get a pet, then that person is agog. He is agog over the plan of getting a pet. Why don't you try to make a new sentence? Very good. Next we have romps. Romps mean play roughly and noisily. Now, when you are playing roughly and noisily with full of energy, that means it is romps. The noisy group of children romped around the garden. Not roam around, okay? Please be careful. It's not roam, it's romp with a P. Now, if a noisy group of children are romping around the garden, are playing around the garden with full of energy, noisily and roughly, then we can say the noisy group of children romped around the garden. Got it? Now you make a sentence. Very good. Now the next word is twixt. Twixt is a contraction of betwixt, which means between. Contraction means a shortened version of a word. So twixt means a shortened version of betwixt, which means between. Now betwixt means between, and the shortened version of betwixt is twixt. Don't get confused there, okay children? So for example, I can say, there is a painting twixt the door and the window. If there is a painting between a door and a window, then I can say there is a painting twixt the door and the window. Do you understand? Now you make a new sentence. Very good. Now the next word is horrid. Horrid means very bad, or you can say horrid means horrible. I hope everyone understands the meaning of horrible. Now, for example, I can say, I had a horrid nightmare. For example, if I was having a horrible nightmare, then I can say, I had a horrid nightmare. Why don't you try? Very good, children. Now, children, please remember the meaning of these words as we will start to read again. Make sure you understand this meaning very carefully, and then it will help you with the understanding of the poem. Okay, children? All right. All right. So now that we have understood most of the new words which we will come across while reading the poem, we will work on our reading and our understanding skills. I will first read the poem on which I will want you to follow me, and then you will have to read the poem by yourself. Then I will continue with the explanation that we will explain each verse at a time. Okay, children? Now let's get started. Everyone get ready to read and repeat after me. Okay? The Puppy by Oliver Herford. The puppy cannot mew or talk. He has a funny kind of walk. His tail is difficult to wag, and that's what makes him walk zigzag. Now you read the first verse by yourself. Very good. But children, please remember that on reciting a poem, you cannot read the poem like a story. You have to make intonations. Intonations again means the flow of your voice. And then please make sure you make a slight pause on each punctuation and make your recitation very exciting for the listener. Okay, children? You have to have your own tone. You have to make the poem very interesting and exciting for the listener. All right. Here in the first verse, the puppy cannot mew or talk. He has a funny kind of walk. His tail is difficult to wag, and that's what makes him walk zigzag. The first verse is quite simple. It talks about the puppy, and then it continues to say that the puppy cannot mew or talk. Puppy doesn't mew. Mewing is for cat. Yes, mewing is for cats. And then he cannot talk either. The puppy cannot mew or talk. He has a funny kind of walk, and the puppy was walking in a funny way. His tail is difficult to wag, and that's what makes him walk zigzag. Now the poet is talking about a dog, and this dog happened to be a male dog, and the puppy is so tiny, it is walking in a funny way because its tail is not big enough to wag. So that makes him walk zigzag. Understand? Alright. Now let's read the second verse together again. He is the kitten of the dog. From morn till night he's all agog. Forever seeking something new that's good but isn't meant to chew. Alright. Now you read the second verse by yourself. Very good. Now here in the second verse we see that he is the kitten of the dog. Now kitten, a baby cats are called kittens, isn't it? Just like that, he is the kitten of the dog. What is the baby of a dog? It's a puppy, isn't it? So he is the kitten of the dog. From morn till night, he's all agog. From morn is the shorter version of morning. From morning till night, he's all agog. Agog means very excited. Yes, we have learned that. So from morning till night, he's all excited. He's all agog. Forever seeking something new that's good but isn't meant to chew. Now this puppy is always looking for something new to play with, and then he keeps chewing on all sorts of things. Okay? Alright. He roams about the tulip bed and chews the flowers white and red. And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. Now read by yourself. Very good. Now here in this stanza, the poet continues to talk about the dog. He said, when they take the dog out for a walk in the garden, he would romp about the tulip bed. romp. We already know the meaning of romp, which was play roughly and noisily. Yes, he would play roughly and noisily around the flowers and he would chew them. And when the gardener comes to see, he is sure to blame Mama or me. And if the gardener comes to check on his flower, and if he see the destroyed flowers, the gardener will blame the poet or his mother. Let's continue to read together again. One game that cannot ever fail to please him is to chase his tail. To catch one's tail twixt me and you is not an easy thing to do. Now read by yourself. Very good. Now here the poet tells us the favorite game of the puppy, which is to chase his tail. He likes to chase his tail, and this game always pleases the puppy. To catch one's tail twixt me and you is not an easy thing to do. Then the poet says, to catch the tail that is between me and my puppy is not an easy game. Now let's read the last stanza. If he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place. I'm sorry he must grow onto a horrid, noisy dog, aren't you? Now you read by yourself. Very good. Now here in the last stanza, the poet says, if he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place. The puppy might not have a pretty face, but the puppy's heart is kind and it has a big heart. The puppy's heart is in its place. Then he says, I'm sorry he must grow onto a horrid, noisy dog. And then he says, someday this puppy will grow up and then he will become a horrible and a very noisy dog. Aren't you? Here, the last line, aren't you, refers to the puppy. It shows that the poet is talking to the puppy. I hope everyone understood the poem well. If not, please go back, read the poem again, and then go through the new words that we have learned, which will help you with a better understanding. Okay? Here we have the poem again. This is a picture taken from the English book. In your English book, it's going to look like this. Okay, children? So please learn the poem by heart. Please remember that it's very important to learn the poems by heart. I want you to read the poem again and again. Now let's read the poem together again and then we'll move on. Okay? The Puppy by Oliver Herford. The puppy cannot mew or talk. He has a funny kind of walk. His tail is difficult to wag, and that's what makes him walk zigzag. He is the kitten of a dog. From morn till night he's all agog, forever seeking something new that's good but isn't meant to chew. He romps about the tulip bed and chews the flowers white and red. And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. One game that cannot ever fail to please him is to chase his tail. To catch one's tail twixt me and you is not an easy thing to do. If he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place. I'm sorry he must grow into a horrid, noisy dog, aren't you? Now read the poem carefully, nicely. Keep in mind that you have to have a tone and make a pause whenever there is a punctuation. Alright, children? Remember, you have to learn the puppy poem by heart. Moving on to the exercises. Here you'll be given some questions which you will need to answer. I want you to do it right away. So pick up your English copy and start writing. Make sure you write neatly and nicely, and that too in Ware Foster writing. Okay, children? Write the date and write on the top the puppy. Next line you write Oliver Harford, and then you write Roman number 1, answer with reference to the context. Then you write the question. And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. Here the question is asking you, who says this line? Who says this line, children? And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. If you've got the answer, you write there. Who says this line? I want you to do this on your own. Okay, children? It's a very simple question, very easy one, which I'm sure you all have already got the answers. Alright, next question. What will the gardener see? What will the gardener see? You know what the gardener will see, right? Yes, write that down. Question number 3. Who is he in this line? Now the poet keeps talking about someone and refer to him as he. Now write, who is he in this line? And when the gardener comes to see, he's sure to blame Mama or me. Who is he here? Find out. If you got the answer, please write it down. Very good. Answer these questions. Question number 1. What do the first 2 lines of the last stanza mean? Choose the correct options. Here I want you to write down all the options, and then you write answer, and then you pick out one correct option, and then you write that answer down. Okay, children? Now the first 2 lines of the last stanza was, if you go back, you will find, if he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place. Now what do you think the poet meant when he says, if he has not a pretty face, the puppy's heart is in its place? Do you think it meant the puppy is healthy though it isn't pretty? Or B, the puppy is kind and good looking? Or C, the puppy is kind and good even though it isn't pretty? What do you think? Choose your answer. Got it? Alright. Question number 2. Why does the puppy walk zigzag? Remember, in the first stanza, the poet says that the puppy walks zigzag. Why does the puppy walk that way? Find out the answer. Got it? Very nice. Question number 3. What is it always looking for? Now we have said that the puppy is always looking for something. What is that thing that the puppy is always looking for? Find out the answer. What is it always looking for? Got the answer? Write it down. Very good. Question number 4. What game does the puppy likes best? Now remember, the poet tells us that something that the puppy likes to do. And that was his favorite game. Go back to the poem and find out. Got it? Very good. Question number 5. What is the poet sorry about? Now in the last verse, the poet was apologizing. He was saying sorry. And what is the poet sorry about? Find out. Got it? Alright. Question number 6. Why do you think the poet does not want the puppy to grow up? Now here you have to write, why do you think? You might not find the answer in the poem, so you have to write, why do you think the poet does not want the puppy to grow up? Write your answers. Alright, very good, children. Now I'm going to give you the answers. I want you to check the answers carefully. Check what you have written. If your answers are not exactly the same as the ones I'm giving here, that's okay. Okay, children, you can make your own answer. Just check on the sentence formation. Check on the spellings. Here are your answers again. Please go through each and every line. Check everything carefully. Alright, now I hope everyone got the correct answers. Very good, children. You have been very attentive. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.